In the last video, we started the application and the skeleton application, and we put in place two frames, two panels. One shows the user, and the second one is a grid that is currently blank. And we would like to now enable editing of the user. For the moment, just edit the existing users, and later add and delete user groups. Right. So currently, it's very simply change the names here and set it back to the backend. So that requires one change to the model associated with the view model for the user, in the sense that currently everything is read-only, because by default fields are immutable. So we want to be able to change the name. Right? So I think we just need to put this guy as mutable, and that will allow us to at least have the editor be active, the in-place editor be active here. So yeah, well, now we can change the name here. Right? We can put Joe, and that works. Before we couldn't change anything. But that doesn't change the fact that even though the view here is changed, and the view model behind is also changed. Let's see if that worked actually. I'll put a breakpoint here. Hopefully, if I do something, no, it's not even called. Right? So I think the objects are changed, but we have no way to actually detect that, get an event on that. So we need to attach event handlers to the panel. Let's change the name to this panel first, so that we get the notification callback when this happens. I would change the name to this panel. It's not very nice now. Where are the names? Well, not here. Caption, right. So users, and here settings. And also another thing I will change is the size of the columns. So I want a wider column here. 200, 250 even. Alright, and let's see. Don't need that. Alright, bit better. So what are the events that we want? So the recommended way to do this is to put a listener on the change. I think it's the change item value, change value something. Let me check that. Cell value changing event. Then have the code behind post the modifications back to the attached collection, and then have the collection persist, well, code backend. So that's very view specific, and we don't want to do that per se, right? Because then we would have too much code that is actually tied to the view in our view model. So instead, well, we still follow the same mechanism, because it's the only actually mechanism available to us. But what we're going to do instead is have minimal code in the view, just have the post, and then trigger an event, a command on the view model that would fetch the updated data, and then have that sent to the backend. So that should be clear now. So therefore, what we do then is to have the user panel install one command handler. So we want a command handler on the cell value changing. So cell value changing is so go back on the view, cell value changing. So its question is whether it's changing or changed. I guess I would try changed, because that's after validation have happened. So let's try changed, and if it doesn't work, I will do changing. All right. Okay, that also created some blank template here, and now we want that guy to post the changes. Maybe it's not required if it's changed, because if it's changed, the values should have already been committed. Yeah, I don't think it really matters. So now we don't need to post anything, because it's after the core block has been done, but we still need to be notified that that has happened. So I need to remove that and actually bind not an event, but a command to that guy. And to do that, we need the help of the same code that we had for the event to command handler. So do I have that already? I don't think so. Let me check. Yes, we have done something very similar to handle the closing event. So we take the same code and put it inside the user panel. So we want to intercept this guy. I think the position doesn't really matter. Then I put it here. It doesn't know the I namespace, so let's import that. The I namespace is this guy. Let's declare it here. Alright. So we want the cell value changed event and bind this to cell value change command. And we want a parameter, command parameter, which is binding on that the value that has changed, right? So that goes away first. That's a trickier point though, because the command parameter is actually, don't think it's exposed like that. Okay, let's see. So it would be current cell value or something like that. Current cell. Oh, I can do on current item change actually, and then I could have current item. So let's do that. Let's put that on current item. It's easier than having it on a particular cell. So let's put it up there. Current item changed. Current item change command, and bound to current item command parameter. Actually, I can just bind this around to the field, and then I can read it as a property. So no command parameters, but then I can read it as a property. Or maybe I can't. Not sure I can actually. In which case, what we can do is, okay, I don't think it would be fired in that case. Alright, so command parameter, we need a name for that guy. User grid, user tree. Alright, and then we can bind to a particular element name. a user tree exactly with a path equal to cell current item. All right. So, but we don't want anything that is view specific to come as a parameter, because the view model doesn't have dependency on the view, so it won't even know what parameters are inside this current item changed event. So we have to bind to actually the model behind. So current item should be as the same type as this guy, user list item. Okay. Then we need to create this command, right? Current item changed. That would be inside the user panel. Get equal new dedicate command. The command would be let's go this guy, and it would take a parameter. So the parameter is user, and then it's the user list, right? So it would be here. Then like that. Alright, so blank for the moment, but I will still invoke this here. I need to dedicate. Okay, that should work. I want to know what's happening here, so let me put it to the console. Debug system.diagnostic.debug.print, and we print the user. Okay. All right. So that when the user change, but I don't know if it's editing or just well, let's see. You should know if it's just editing or just whenever I move it around. Okay, so Alice, go to Bob. Yeah, I think if I move around these three triggers. But what if I change Alice to Alice 2? Yeah, it doesn't really. It's not the right event. So it fires when the selection changes, but not when the cell is edited. Right? Okay, so that's not the right one. Okay, at least we know how to do this now, but that's not what we wanted. Okay, so what we want is to actually trap the cell value changed. So that was earlier, and that was here, cell value changed. Okay, that's even handler for that. So we want our trigger guy to be down there. Yeah, right here. Okay, and on this cell value changed event, and the rest should be okay. But now I need to remove that guy. So cell value changed trapped on current item change command on cell value change. The name should change, but we still want a current item. So let's try that. Alright, so Alice, and now we've got Alice 2. And yeah, we got Alice 2 here, right? So the change was received. Let's change the name though. Let's call this user change command. Blah blah, and then here it's user change command. User change command. Okay, up. Alright. So another thing we wanted was the version number. Yeah, we need a version number. Yeah, let's put a version here as an int. complain that this not complete. Nice. So I want to add version equal u.version, but that field doesn't even exist. So I'm going to go back to the to this guy and add required int 32 version equal 4. Then go to the dance. Right, yes. We compile this guy. Then we compile a guy. No assignment given for version. What? Must be a problem of scope parenthesis. Alright, let me get a parenthesis here and one here. Okay. So you're happy, yeah, you're happy. So now version would come from the backend, but I'm surprised it compiles though, since I didn't set it on the MongoDB. Oh, for the actually, if I run this, this should blow up. It's kind of a compile time check, but at one time the builder will throw an exception. Yes, it did. View detail. In exception, the type initializer through an exception, which is that the version is missing from the required field. So that makes sense. Our MongoDB is missing the version number. So we did that on the user, right? So we set version to 1 for all of them. And now this should work. Alright, so let's actually show the version number on the grid, at least for debugging purposes, at least for the moment. So that's pretty easy. I need to add a field called version, and yeah, no, default width should be enough. Now it's actually to be right. Yeah, okay. So version 1 for everything, and this one a bit smaller. Alright, so that function is now complete. We need to do actually something on the user changed, and we're gonna post it to the post it to the model, and the model will do the rest of it. So the model should have a callback basically where we raise the fact that the user has changed. Right? So let's put as an event. Right. Okay, let's call it update user. Then we pass a user. It's a user list. User what? User list item. Right. Okay. Yeah. User list item. So I'm thinking whether I should promote this to the model, which probably I should. It's a really view related, but it has so little to do with the view itself that I think it's fine to have it as in part of the model. Otherwise, I should have to create another object just for the model. But I think it's okay, at least for the time being. So this is gonna be multi-threaded, right? So anybody can update the user. You see, even though it's gonna come from the dispatch thread, from the main thread. But as a general rule, we want our model methods to be thread safe. So assuming that that's the case, Basically we want this guy thread safe. We just can't go and just post it away. There should be some locking. So what we're going to do instead is it's posted to a queue, to reactive queue. So two ways we can do it. We can have it subject here, do that, or we can have it as an event. I think an event sounds a little bit cleaner, to be honest. Okay, so if we want it as an event, we have to create an event. And I'm not sure actually. Subject should be fine. Let user okay, update subject, update user. Why did I change the order? Subject equal new subject. Okay, and then it will receive user list. Okay, and I will do here then is to on next that guy. Right, I'm sending it to the queue, and on the guy who's gonna pick up from the queue, which would be distribute do. Good. We have to subscribe and process user, update user, right? And the guy's missing. It takes the guy, one with nothing, and that guy is complaining because I didn't dispose it. So same pattern. We create a disposable. We create a system reactive disposable, new composite disposable, where we add that guy. Okay. And the module per se, it has no based on an object, right? So we need a function. Let's call dispose, which gonna dispose this guy. So somebody has to explicitly call this method on shutdown. Okay, for the moment that's good enough. So this will be called here, and this is where we can change our model. Right, so technically you should go back to the backend and change the post it to the backend, but we don't have that, so we're gonna do through the mockb here. So mockb I should have update. Right, so let update user, and then so it moves down there so that we can access to the type. Type, oh, is this a circular? Yeah, it's gonna be circular now. Alright, so that guy has to be promoted higher. Let's call this guy a new class. Let's call this interfaces. And basically we want something that is really first, where we can put all our data contract. So model has this guy that we want. Right. Okay. Then mockb can be before, and have user crap. We don't have that guy. Right. Open interfaces. Okay, and then we should have user list. And still not doing anything, but at least model can call it update user. Alright. No? What's up? Oh, open interfaces. Okay. So we should remove this mockb eventually, but search and replace should do the trick. Alright, so we want to update a particular user, and we have a list here, not very good. So dictionary should be better, right? Alright, so we change that to dictionary. This way we have a key. Dictionary from string to user group. Ouch. Ouch. Well, it's too bad. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we are going to be, it's okay now to be working without a lock, because the model was synchronizing for us, right? Which means that we can take the users and simply do replace, right? The bit item of u.name is gonna replace by u. Okay, so that's gonna work, because obviously it's not the right type. We want a user group, right? So a bit trickier. We need to look up the parent group. Let p equal item dot not item. I'm doing users of item of u dot parent. If parent is not known, right? So dealing with null values is pretty lame, right? But well, we should have options instead. Maybe it's worth actually doing that. Maybe, well, if otherwise all the code will look like this, and then this else no. That sets the p to be a user group, and then we can have a builder, user group dot create builder. Okay, and then like that, and start setting field. The name is the same as the name. The parent is what we got there, and the version is what we have from the parent version, or the user version. Alright, so now we do this, and then we build, and then we set it back to the user group. Well, okay, something like that. Okay, that's updating the user. Okay. It's not a red though. What's going on? Item 0. Well, not item 0. Equity desk. This is gonna be easy, cleaner. And here it's agency desk. Alright, what about this guy? User list item. I just missed the interfaces. Okay. What is going on here? The type key value pair is not compatible with. Okay, so u is not what we expect. That's because get users returned the dictionary. Oh, that's my bad. Users MockB. Is it in models? Yeah. Cool. Get users. It should be only the values. Give us a list. What's going on now? Alright, that worked. Alright. So we post a change here. Right, and that went to the backend. But it's really no way for us to see if this worked, because the model is not updating the view, not refreshing the view. One thing we should do at least is that the MockB should increment the version number. Right, so we need to do u version +1. Right, that will change it here, and then we can see that the version is not reflected in the UI, so that's a problem. That changed. We need to put it smaller still. So change this, but the version remains at 1. Alright, that's that shows an issue, which is because the code is not there, right? Okay. So what we need is the model. What is this guy, right? So we push something to the update user. Update user went and called the backend, or at least pretended to do that. And now the backend should push a notification back to us. But let's make sure that, at least for the breakpoint, that this has happened. So I do the same test. So I don't think anything has happened because the breakpoint was not invoked. Right? Something is missing. Let's go through the chain. Alright. What about this? This is not called either. What about this one? User. Oh well, didn't call it. That's why. So we have model.update user, and we were calling with user. So that should work now. A lot of glue, huh? Okay, so we went here. We're here, yeah. So version 2, right? So now we want the backend to push back, and that's gonna be next step.